Yeah, but don't be surprised if Kyrie Jackson is your starter. Now, last but not least, let's talk about this little NBA basketball real quick. Minnesota, Minnesota versus Dallas. They got the victory last night, but I still think it's over. I still think the series is a wrap. But that's how they're going to have to play. In order for Minnesota to win at home, Edwards is going to have to perform well. Towns had a solid game. You hear me? Rudy Gobert stepped up, even though I think he's soft. But if they even want to think about making it to a game 6 and winning at home, I think the series over. I don't think the Timberwolves can withstand and fight back for and win what 3 games in a row, 2 games in a row. I don't know, dog. And win in Dallas too. You hear me? Last night was just a perfect game. The difference in the game last night. That's why you never know with the NBA sometimes, right? That's why you never know with the NBA, dog. Oh, you talking about the Texans. The NBA games could go either way, you hear me? Players could miss shots, not miss shots, go on a hot streak, go on a cold streak. But the difference in the game last night was the Timberwolves stars made the shots down the stretch. The Dallas Mavericks player didn't make them down the stretch, you know. Kyrie didn't really dominate. I mean, he did his shit, but, you know, he didn't dominate the fourth quarter. Luka didn't dominate the fourth quarter, you hear me? The Minnesota Timberwolves side, Edwards hit some shots, had some big plays. Defense impeccable, created turnovers. You hear me? Towns showed up. Towns got to show up. You know, Towns got to do that every game for the rest of the series if they want a chance. Naz Reid, he was kind of quiet. He showed up kind of late, contributed a little bit. But if the Timberwolves want a chance, they're going to have to play that ball. They're going to have to play that same type of ball for the rest of the series, and that's tough, dog. That's tough, dog, especially them being fatigued. You know, you didn't see Anthony Edwards look as sluggish as he has been looking late in the fourth quarter, but the Timberwolves are very tired, homie. And to keep that mental capacity, stay zoned in, mental focused, fight through it. You're talking about winning 3 games in a row. I don't see it happening, bro. Now, it can happen. Nothing is impossible, right? It can happen. It has happened before. But if the Timberwolves want a chance or even want to think about winning, they got to play 2 halves. You hear me? A perfect basketball, dog. They got to put a big body on Kyrie because you're not going to stop him for 3 games in a row. You hear me? They better do a better job of guarding Luka too. The whole game, Luka, especially the first half, Luka was sitting there resting, chilling, not even having to play defense, dog. While Towns, big goofy ass, he getting 5 fouls before the fourth quarter, you know? So the Timberwolves, like I say, they look like the Vikings from time to time, you know what I'm saying? But I respect their heart. I respect their integrity. I respect Dallas' heart, Dallas' integrity. Like I say, I don't watch basketball like that, but I've been checking these playoffs out. But like I'm going to keep saying it again. I think Dallas going to win the series. They're going to beat the Celtics. Here's what it is. You got to have a big man in the NBA, you know? Like I compare big men in the NBA to offensive, defensive linemen in the NFL. You got to have them trenches, dog. You got to have them trenches. Huh? It can't always be pretty basketball, dog. You got to be able to bang in the middle, especially NBA playoff time. You got to get physical. The game gets a little more violent, a little more physical, correct? So you got to be able to bang down low. And the Dallas bang down low. But last night, Minnesota did a much better job down low. But they have mistakes as well. So I think the next game will come down to, is it Kyrie or Luka, or is it Edwards and Towns, or Edwards and Naz Reid, homie? They got to improve their defense. They got to get more bodies on Luka. They got to make Luka work on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to have to get Luka in foul trouble, but it's going to be tough, dog, because you got to keep scoring. Anthony Edwards got to keep performing at a high level. He can't take a game off. Towns can't take a game off. Naz Reid, nobody, homie. And they role players, they bench players got to step up and contribute. Here, especially if Anthony Edwards is off that night or Towns is off that night. You hear me? So I don't think they'll beat Dallas. But hey, man, we'll see. If they win at home, If they win the next one at home, they got a shot, homie. You know, they got a shot. They proved they can win in Dallas. Me personally, I think if Dallas don't beat them at home, they'll beat them in Dallas, dog. But if they can force a game, what, 6? Yeah, something like that, they got a shot, homie. But they gotta play damn near perfect basketball. They can't afford no mistakes, homie. And they gotta win the fourth quarter. They gotta win the fourth quarter, dog. Yeah, they gotta win the fourth quarter, homie. But Luka a bad motherfucker. Luka hit a crazy three. I'm talking about foul and one. That was a crazy three, dog. And that was a dumb foul by Edwards. Him and Towns all night. Towns had some dumb fouls. But we know the NBA a soft league, but some of those were stupid fouls, dog. Period. You can't get yourself in foul trouble. You hear me? You cannot get yourself in foul trouble, dog. But yeah, they better make Luka work defensively. They better make Luka work more defensively, dog, if they want a shot. Period. He just sitting in the corner. Then number 3 for the Timberwolves, he just over there standing with Luka. Luka just rested. You're not putting no pressure on him, nothing. You see Kyrie, he always attacking the big man, homie. And if Kyrie get on fire, woo, you know it's a wrap. Huh? You know it's a wrap, homie. So it's going to be a tough task, dog. It's going to be a real tough challenge for the Timberwolves. I don't see them winning. James Shouts, facts, homie. I don't see the Timberwolves winning. I think it's too much to overcome. Dallas is tough. And I think Dallas will beat the Celtics. They might beat the Celtics easy. Because I believe, just like in the NFL, you need your trenches. I believe, like in the NBA, I think you need big men to win still, homie. I don't care how pretty the league is, how soft the league is, how much three-pointers get shot every game. Like I said, I don't watch basketball like that, but I know the game. I can tell the difference in who will win and who won't win, or why that team won and why the other team didn't win. You hear me? I know basketball, dog, enough. It's not rocket science, homie. Matter of fact, it's probably easier to break down a basketball game than a football game, homie. You hear me? Period, bottom line. And in the NBA, you still need dominant big men, homie. Big men still win games heavy. You hear me? And the Celtics, I don't know who's their big man. I don't think they have a big man, a legitimate big man. So either team out the West, whether it's the Wolves or Dallas, I think it will be Dallas. They're going to beat the Celtics. Probably it could be a sweep, really, but let's just keep it, to try to make it interesting. Probably in Game 5 or Game 6 series, Dallas, you hear me? Yeah. Celtics will make it interesting, you hear me? But we know what it is. You need big men, no way around it. I don't care how soft the NBA is, it's still playoff basketball. And the game becomes more physical naturally, faster naturally, just like the NFL. You hear me? Playoff time, different league, different season, homie. The game is more physical, faster, violent, bam, bang, etc., etc. That's just the nature of the sport, huh? And they getting paid more bucks. That's when the players really cash in too. Playoffs, get their bonuses. You hear me? Get more checks for winning this game, winning that game, making it to the Super Bowl. You hear me? So it's a lot on the line, homie. Heavy. But at the end of the day, what should matter most is that legacy, homie. Being great, winning the championship. They're going to get their bread, they guapino. What the fuck? You hear me? But I can say this. Unlike the Vikings, I respect the Timberwolves for not laying down heavy. Yeah. Unlike the Vikings, how the Vikings laid down some games last year, coaches and players last year, you hear me? I respect the Timberwolves. They could have gave up last night. They could have caved in. Anthony Edwards still smiling, still talking shit, still confident. Towns still turned up. Rudy Gobert, I'm sure you hear people calling him soft. I called him soft. He manned up last night. So I respect the way they played, huh? I ain't going to take it from them. You know what I'm saying? They don't back down. They keep fighting. They keep talking shit. They stay confident, and I respect it. I rock with it, man. I love the tenacity. They got to play that way every game, though, the rest of the series, homie. They can't let up. One and you're done, dog. One and you're done. You hear me? Just what it is, man. Stupid. They need to start Nas. Ain't Nas starting? Nas Reed is a starter, ain't he? That white boy fucking it up on bum knee. Hey, still be facts. Still be facts. Hey, Luka a baller, homie. Luka a baller. You hear me? You can't deny Luka. You hear me? That's a bad boy. Luka a bad motherfucker, dog. You a bad motherfucker, homie. Timberwolves, hey, I'm just happy they made it that far in the playoffs. That's why I'm happy for them. Steve Jettas is the GOAT. I would respect it, but I don't respect it. You hear me? Because you saying you happy because they made it that far, which I get. But if they lose, you saying you happy. You happy if they lost? Oh, I get it. I get it. You like a Vikings fan. Oh, you cool if they make the playoffs, huh? Even if they lose first round, you cool just because they made the playoffs, huh? Oh, that's good enough for you as a fan. Jettas is the GOAT YT. Yeah, if I was a Timberwolves fan, it wouldn't be enough for me, dog. Period, bottom line, especially when you know they could beat Dallas Mavericks if they played better basketball. So that's your opinion. I don't rock with it. Jettas is the GOAT. But that's you, dog. That's Minnesota Vikings nice. The Minnesota Vikings way. You hear me? Satisfied with mediocrity. You hear me? Being okay, being average, only being good. Yeah. Most Minnesota Vikings fans are cool with their team being good. You hear me? Oh, they made it this far. They made it that far. That's okay. That's okay. See, most Minnesota Vikings fans are okay with their teams being average, mediocre, dog. That's the issue. That's the fucking issue, homie. Right there. Jettas is the GOAT YT. You hear me? Luka Detley, man. Facts. We got the big guys, though. Hey, man. Hey. I thought the Timberwolves would go to the finals, but they played the horrible first two games, homie. Look fatigued, bad game plan, but they can fight back. Just gotta keep fighting, though. Just gotta keep fighting, homie. I come from grade A, now subscribe. Much appreciated. Vikings for life. Vikings for life. What up, big dog? Much appreciated, homie. I came from great verse 7, great V7. I subscribe. Much appreciated, man. Vikings for life in the building. Vikings for life in the building, man. I'm finna get up out of here, man.